Oh, yeah? You been thinking about me, huh? What time you get out of work? Okay. So you ready for love? Well, alright. Well, I'm off to the studio, so call me when you get off. Alright, baby. Bye.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, ooh. Are you ready for love? Are you ready? 'Cause I'm ready for love. Aren't you ready?
I'm ready, girl.
Are you ready for love? 'Cause I'm ready for love.
Yeah. Well, no man, you are the beat of me heart. Me see from the start to the street. Them I thought them can't keep us apart. No, no. Can't sleep when you're gone. You me need in my arm when me wake up in the morning. Whoa, whoa. Greenish like dawn. Breakfast in bed, steam fish and corn. If me had one wish, then me wish done gone. And you me need right by my side, I keep me calm.
Well, are you ready for love? Are you ready? 'Cause I'm ready for love. Aren't you ready? Are you ready for love? 'Cause I'm ready for love.
Well, baby girl, just say the words and I take you where you wanna go. End up in the West Indies and I beat you chillin' on the low. In a jacuzzi making moves, you know I got my slipper Joe. Living like every day is Christmas, always on the mistletoe. Giving you X amount of kiss and I hug you while the moon I glow. Give you love so serious from head to toe. Action on a bag of mouth, I feel let you know. No holding back, I love you know me, I feel let it flow.
Well, are you ready for love? Are you ready? 'Cause I'm ready for love. Aren't you ready? Are you ready for love? Ready for love. 'Cause I'm ready for love. Ready for love. Girl, I'm so ready, I want it. Girl, I'm so ready, I want it. Girl, I'm so ready, I really want it. Girl, I'm so ready, I want it.